I just want to go home.
What happened all of a sudden?
There was a call from my daughter, who was supposed to be on a field trip. It would have been fine if it was just a call, but the situation was different.
Why do I have to go through this?
Mom, you deceived me too, didn't you?
Huh?
I couldn't understand what my daughter was saying. Moreover, she was crying so hard that I could tell even over the phone.
First, just calm down. I'll listen to everything.
Okay. I thought something terrible must have happened and desperately tried to calm her down. For a while, I didn't press her to explain why she was crying, just waited. Then, she gradually started to talk.
Mom, can you check my room for my backpack? Huh? Your backpack? Just a sec.
As she asked, I looked in her backpack that was carelessly left in her room. I thought she might have forgotten something, but I gasped when I saw what was inside.
What is this?
Inside was something unbelievable. I immediately asked my daughter.
Did you know about this?
Yes. I got a call earlier. They said I'm not your real daughter.
Did he really say that to you?
Yes. So I thought you were deceiving me too. I couldn't believe someone would do such a thing.
You are my daughter. That's the truth.
Really?
Yes, really. You are the child I carried in my womb.
After that, I explained everything to her and made her understand. And then, anger surged within me. I immediately contacted my mother-in-law. This is how my revenge began. My name is Jolie, and I live with my middle school daughter Yvonne and my husband Harry. Harry and I are remarried. I met Harry when he came to my company as an employee of a business partner. At that time, I had just gone through a divorce and was not in a good mental state.
Are you okay?
Huh?
Oh, sorry. I'm fine.
Are you sure? You don't look too well.
I'm really okay.
Saying that, I escaped to the restroom. It wasn't that I disliked Harry, but I felt like he could see right through me. After that, every time he came to the office, he started to talk to me.
Here, please take this if you'd like. Oh, thank you. Right, I should do something in return. No need, I'm doing it because I want to.
At that time, I didn't understand why he was so concerned about me. I would find out later. Apparently, he had heard through the grapevine that I was divorced. Initially, I thought it was just sympathy.
Would you like to go out for dinner sometime? Me? Yes.
I couldn't understand why. There was no reason for him to choose someone like me, a divorcee. But Harry kept pursuing me aggressively. Of course, I was happy, but there was one problem.
I need to tell you something first. I have a 1-year-old daughter. So, I think I might be a burden to you.
I was about to say that when he interrupted.
I don't mind. I'm confident I can love both you, Jolie, and your daughter.
Huh? I was surprised by his sudden confession. At that time, we had only had dinner together a few times and weren't officially dating. In such a situation, he said. But his straightforward words were a pleasant surprise. Soon after, we started dating.
Yvonne, I'm looking forward to being with you. It seems Yvonne is happy too.
I hope so. A year after we started dating, we decided to remarry. My parents opposed it, but I managed to convince them. The only one who supported me was my mother-in-law. And when we remarried, we made one promise.
Let's do our best as husband and wife from now on. Absolutely.
I truly believed we could forget the past and have a happy life. But gradually, things started to change. Growth comes fast, and my daughter Yvonne began to speak little by little. Her first word was ma'am. Of course, I was happy, but Harry felt a bit different.
Why doesn't she say daddy as quickly as she said ma'am? It's not something to worry about. Really? Maybe it's because I'm not her real father.
I stopped Harry as he was about to continue.
We promised not to talk about that. Oh, sorry. I'll be careful.
When we remarried, we had agreed not to discuss until Yvonne was an adult that Harry was not her biological father. Both sets of parents and my mother-in-law knew about this. Especially my mother-in-law, she was in favor of it.
I think that's best. I agree. Actually, I was remarried too. In our case, Harry was my husband's child from a previous marriage.
What? Really?
Yes. Harry didn't think it was necessary to say anything. But I thought it was better to tell.
Understanding this was why Harry had no particular ill feelings about remarrying. I kept in regular contact with my mother-in-law, and I think our relationship was good. Yvonne was also fond of her grandma.
Jolie, have you ever thought about being a stay-at-home mom? That's quite sudden. Is there a reason?
Harry started talking about this after Yvonne began going to kindergarten.
Oh, no. Just thought Yvonne might be happier that way. Maybe that could be true. So, is it okay?
Well, considering the future, I think it's better if I work.
Yeah, you're probably right.
In the end, I never became a stay-at-home mom. I think it was around this time. I felt that Harry was reluctant to be alone with Yvonne. I had to work on weekends sometimes because of my shift schedule. That meant they had to spend time together.
Where's Yvonne?
I think she's in her room.
I see.
One Saturday, when I returned from work, Yvonne was playing alone in her room. A bit concerned, I asked her.
Don't you play with Daddy?
I asked him to, but he seemed not to want to.
Really? I think Daddy would like to play with you.
I said that spontaneously, but thinking about it, it made sense. As I pondered how to approach Harry, their relationship seemed to deteriorate rapidly. As Yvonne started elementary school and learned various things, Harry's attitude towards her became stricter. As a wife and a mother, I felt something had to change. Lately, you've been kind of cold to Yvonne, haven't you?
Huh? That's not true. If anything, Yvonne is the one who's cold. Really? What, you don't believe me? It's not that, just looking at you two lately.
Then Harry let out a big sigh, his face showing frustration.
I'm trying my best here. If you have a complaint, tell Yvonne to speak up. I can't say that. She's just a grade schooler. Then I'll keep interacting with her as I have been. We're not done talking.
Harry left the house without listening to the rest of my words. He didn't return until the next morning.
Where were you? Does it matter? Just leave me alone.
I didn't pursue it any further. Maybe that was a mistake. Yvonne became a 6th grader, able to think for herself. One day, she asked me, "Mom, does Dad hate me?" "Why would you think that?" "Because he hardly talks to me, right?" I was at a loss for words. I thought answering her half-heartedly could worsen Harry and Yvonne's relationship.
Dad is just a bit confused because you're growing up so fast. But remember, he doesn't hate you.
Really? Okay, I understand. I managed to diffuse the situation, but nothing was really resolved. I decided to talk to Harry while Yvonne was out playing with friends.
Harry, we need to talk.
Talk? About what?
Yvonne came to me for advice. She's wondering what you think of her.
That topic again? Can we just drop it?
Drop it?
I'm tired of this. It's because she's not my biological daughter. If I had a child of my own blood. That's when I lost my temper.
Is blood relation that important? Then why did you marry me? I thought I could handle it back then. But now, it's not what I imagined.
It's not too late to change.
It's too late. I'll do my duty as a father, but don't ask for more.
Are you kidding me? What kind of attitude is that?
Harry couldn't hold back either, raising his voice.
This is so annoying. Please, let's never have this conversation again. You're just running away, aren't you? Running away? I've been putting up with this. I don't deserve to be spoken to like that.
Harry suddenly stood up and kicked the sofa he was sitting on. I tensed up, startled. Then he glared at me. I thought he might hit me.
You understand if we have this conversation again, right? Don't ever bring it up again.
It was a clear threat. I shouldn't think this way, but I was prepared to be hit if it came to that. The thought of him turning on Yvonne scared me.
All right, I won't talk about it anymore.
Of course, I didn't really mean it. After that, not just our parent-child relationship, but our marriage hit rock bottom. Yvonne came home from school and handed me a piece of paper.
Is it that time already?
Eh? Did you forget?
No, I didn't forget. Where are you going again? Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C.? That's nice.
She must have been really looking forward to the school trip. We got excited talking about what souvenirs to get and places to visit. Then Harry, who had just returned from work, asked us,
"What are you two chatting so happily about?"
Yvonne and I fell silent. We were surprised because Harry hadn't initiated a conversation with us for a long time.
Why are you quiet now? It's not like that. So? What happened? Yvonne is going on a school trip soon.
Oh, a school trip, huh? I see.
Despite asking, his response was indifferent. The conversation ended there, and Harry sat on the sofa and started fiddling with his phone. Yvonne and I, feeling unable to continue the conversation, moved to another room.
Weren't you scared? A bit. He didn't seem too interested either.
Yvonne sighed.
I think there could have been a better way to say it.
Yvonne, now in her third year of middle school, understood Harry's attitude towards her. That's why she didn't actively try to engage with him anymore. The school trip was just a month away.
I'll be home late tonight. Really? What about dinner?
I don't need it. From that day on, he almost always came home late. He would always say it was because of work and refused to give more details. Moreover, he would smirk at me.
Something amusing happened?
It's nothing worth talking about.
He remained cold towards me, as always. I tried to improve our relationship, but it was all in vain. Around this time, I started to seriously consider divorce. So, I decided to consult with my mother-in-law, who had been in a similar situation.
That's certainly unthinkable. I'm thinking about a divorce, but I'm worried about Yvonne.
That's a difficult time indeed. Has Yvonne said anything?
I haven't asked her directly, but from what I see, their relationship isn't good.
That's tough. Just remember this, I'm not on Harry's side.
That's reassuring.
If Harry says anything unnecessary, Jolie, you do what you think is best.
I felt relieved I had consulted with my mother-in-law. Having such a supportive person gave me confidence. Then, the day before Yvonne's school trip.
It's Yvonne's school trip tomorrow, right?
Yeah, but...
What time is she leaving? I think it's the usual time.
His sudden interest seemed odd.
Something on your mind?
Just concerned about my daughter. I see.
Though I felt something was off, I didn't dwell on it. The next morning, Harry was up earlier than anyone.
It's unusual for you to be up so early.
Even I have those days. He seemed in a good mood. Other than that, it felt like a typical morning. Yvonne left for her trip with a big smile. As I was about to leave for work, I noticed.
Aren't you going to work yet?
It was his usual time to leave for work, but Harry was still at home.
I just need to finish up some preparations.
You go ahead.
Okay, take care of the keys then.
Sure. He seemed fidgety, so I thought he might be looking for something. Later, I realized it was for a different preparation.
I want to come home. What happened all of a sudden?
I had thought she must be having fun with her friends. But that night, I received a call from Yvonne, who was supposed to be on her school trip. It would have been fine if it was just a call, but the situation was different. Why am I going through this? Mom, you've been deceiving me too, haven't you?
What? What are you talking about?
I couldn't understand what Yvonne was saying. Moreover, she was crying so hard that I could tell even over the phone.
First, just calm down. I'll listen to everything.
Okay. I thought something terrible must have happened and desperately tried to calm her down. For a while, I didn't press her to explain why she was crying, just waited. Then, she gradually started to talk. Mom, can you check my room for my backpack?
Huh? Your backpack? Just a sec.
As she asked, I looked in her backpack that was carelessly left in her room. I thought she might have forgotten something, but I gasped when I saw what was inside.
What is this?
Inside were scattered photos of her supposed ex-husband and pictures of a newborn Yvonne. I realized the reason for his fidgeting that morning was this. I immediately asked Yvonne.
Did you know about this?
Yes. I just got a call. He said I'm not your real daughter.
Did he really say that to you?
Yes. So I thought you were deceiving me too. I couldn't believe he would do such a thing.
You are my daughter. That's the truth.
Really?
Yes, really. You are the child I carried in my womb.
Anger surged within me.
So, it was Dad who called, right?
Yes. He suddenly called and said I was being deceived by you. That I'm not his real daughter and he can't love me.
How could he say such a thing?
Then, he told me to call you and ask you to look inside the backpack. What was in there?
Yeah, about that.
I hesitated, wondering if I should tell her. I feared that by telling her, Yvonne might drift away from me. Then Yvonne spoke up gently.
I believe in you, Mom.
Those words gave me the courage I needed. What was in the backpack was. I told Yvonne about its contents. She listened silently the whole time, which I appreciated. After I finished, Yvonne asked.
Can I ask one thing? Of course, you can.
Why would he do something like that? Hearing her question made me realize, indeed. I didn't understand his intentions either.
Sorry, I need to make a phone call, so I'll hang up for now.
Okay. I immediately called my mother-in-law.
Hello? I need to talk to you about something. Jolie, it's been a while. What's the matter? You sound rushed. Well, today.
I explained everything to my mother-in-law in detail.
What? That idiot did what?
Her reaction almost overwhelmed me. But I don't understand why he would do such a thing.
Well, let me think.
It seemed like my mother-in-law had realized something.
Something strange he said the other day.
Something strange? Yes. He called me out of the blue, saying he wanted to see his grandchild. I thought it was odd because Yvonne is his grandchild, right? Maybe. Could you please let me know if you hear anything else?
Of course, I will. Thank you.
I remembered something we talked about. Harry had said before about wanting his own children. I waited him to come home.
I'm home. There's something I need to talk to you about. What is it?
It's important. Harry seemed to have guessed it and was smirking. Did you look in the backpack?
Yes. You did something terrible.
I've reached my limit, you know? I want my own biological children.
You involved our daughter just for that.
Honestly, I never liked her. Couldn't stand the way she looked at me. I couldn't believe what he was saying.
I also talked to your mother about it.
You shouldn't have. But she probably wants to see her real grandchildren too. He really thought that way. I was so disappointed in him. At that moment, I didn't say anything.
So, there's someone else, right?
Someone else? Oh, of course. No point in hiding it now.
Is that an affair then?
You can think of it that way if you want.
So you want a divorce?
That's fine by me. I'll pay you alimony.
You'll regret this, you know?
It's you who will. Trying to control my anger, I asked Harry another question.
How did you get those photos?
Oh, that.
I asked an acquaintance.
It was tough, though.
What?
A junior of mine happens to work at the same company as your ex-husband.
What was your purpose in doing all this?
Purpose?
It was just to annoy you and Yvonne.
But we made a promise, right? To keep silent until Yvonne is an adult.
Did we?
I seem to have forgotten. Anyway, I won't be coming back here.
With that, he left again. Probably to meet his mistress. Harry might think he's won, but he's forgotten something important. I had kept a written record of the promise we made before we got married. And then Yvonne returned from her school trip.
Welcome back.
Yeah. I'm home. Her face looked gloomy. Where's Dad?
He's left us. What? The phone call to Yvonne and the backpack thing were just to make us despair, right? What are you gonna do, Mom?
I'm sorry to say this to you, Yvonne, but I'm thinking about getting a divorce. Yvonne's expression brightened up from the gloominess before.
That's good then. You're not opposed to it? I wouldn't oppose it. He's not a father or anything to me.
Later, Harry sent over the divorce papers. Without any hesitation, I signed them. And while sending them back, I included another piece of paper.
Hey! What's this paper about?
Harry called 2 nights later.
I sent it because you seem to have forgotten.
This can't be valid.
Then I heard the sound of tearing over the phone.
This makes it invalid now.
Too bad for you.
Really? You're so silly. What I sent was just a copy. Tearing it up won't change anything. What? You really went to all this trouble.
What's written there is valid, so take care of it.
There's no way I can pay that.
That's not my problem.
The agreement we signed before getting married stated that if either of us broke the promise to not discuss remarriage until Yvonne was an adult, we'd owe $100,000. Of course, it had both our signatures and stamps.
Really a shame. With the cheating alimony included, it might go up to $200,000.
You expect me to pay that?
Of course.
You're the one who forgot.
Just deal with it.
Hey! The conversation isn't over.
I hung up the phone right away. I ignored all his subsequent calls. Thinking about what was coming for Harry, I couldn't stop laughing. Yvonne came in, hearing me.
Why are you laughing all of a sudden? Sorry, did you hear that? You look so happy. Just had a little talk with Harry. I got a bit of revenge. Is everything okay? Of course, it's okay. Things are going to get fun now. Oh, I need to call Grandma too.
I made a call to report everything that had happened.
I just talked to Harry on the phone about the agreement we wrote before we got married.
Oh, that?
I bet Harry didn't even remember it.
Exactly.
And it's about $100,000, you know. Then, I suppose he'll be contacting me too. What do you plan to do? Of course, I have no intention of helping him.
I wonder what will happen to him. We'll just have to wait and see.
As expected, Harry called my mother-in-law the next day, but she refused to entertain him. Harry ended up being abandoned by her. Soon, my mother-in-law called me, sounding pleased.
Harry just called, asking for money. Like I'd lend him anything. Figures. He's so predictable.
So don't worry. I think things will be peaceful from now on. I'm truly grateful to you. It's nothing. Feel free to visit anytime. Sure. I'll bring Yvonne along.
I thought Harry would struggle from now on. By that time, our divorce was finalized. I also claimed alimony, and he had to pay $40,000. In total, he ended up with a debt of $140,000. I expected a call from Harry soon.
Should be any time now. Any time? I'm expecting a call from him. I see.
While we were relaxing, a call came in on my smartphone. It was from Harry.
Hello?
You've been filling my mom's head with stuff, haven't you?
Stop making assumptions. She never trusted you in the first place.
Damn it. I've always been in touch with her, and she never spoke well of you. Damn.
So give up.
It's all your own doing.
I could hear his frustration over the phone. If he didn't want to be so upset, he shouldn't have done all this in the first place. I heard later that Harry was dumped by his mistress because of his debts. Now he was truly alone. Tough luck. Then Yvonne and I moved to a new place. Without Harry, our home became so much brighter. We decided to live a happy life, just the two of us.